Okay, so we're going to continue with solving linear inequality. And the inequality we're solving the same way. The only difference was if you multiply or divide by negative number, you have to flip the sign in the middle. Okay, so the sign in the middle is not equal. In this case, is greater than. So if it's happened to divide by negative, we have to flip the sign. Okay, so let's start again. We're gonna get the x's in one side. They're already in the same side. So these are my two sides. And so I don't need to move x. What you need to do is move the 4 over. So we're gonna subtract 4 in both sides. And 4 minus 4 is 0, so there is no more numbers in the left. And we're gonna get 9x equals 22 minus 4 is 18. And then the last step is divide by. So we're gonna divide by the number in front of 9. In front of x is 9. 9 is positive. If you want, just put it like this. Oops, it's not equal. You see, this is not equal. The sign between them is greater than, and you're going to keep it like that because you're dividing by positive number. If you divide by negative, you have to flip it over. Okay, so we cancel 9 and 9, and we get x is greater than, what is 18 divided by 9?
2.
That's right. So this is my solution. X is bigger than 2. Now, how you write that? Because it says solve it and write the answer in interval notation. So interval notation is interval from left to right. So first, let's see where is that solution in the graph. So you have your graph, your number line from negative infinity to infinity. Let's say the number 2 is somewhere here. So x is bigger than 2. So the bigger numbers are in the right side of 2. So this is where my interval of solution is bigger than 2. Now, because you have greater than, we're going to use parentheses. So 2 and infinity is always with parentheses. So my solution left to right is going to be, this is how you write it, like a final solution. It's going to be parentheses 2, comma, infinity, parentheses. So your answer with interval notation is going to be parentheses 2, comma, infinity. Okay. Now I'm going to write the rules here when it's parentheses, when it's bracket. So if the inequality has greater or less symbol using parentheses, and this is the case also when you have infinity and negative infinity and positive infinity, you're using parentheses. The only time using bracket is when you have greater or equal symbol or less or equal symbol. This is when you use brackets in the interval notation. Okay, open bracket or close bracket. Okay, so this is how you solve number 4. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Amen.
Okay. Then you're going to go to the next inequality, and this inequality has kind of 3 sides. So you have negative 5 is less than this and is less than 13. So inequalities like this you're solving when you get x by itself in the middle, and whatever you do it in the 3 sides. So here what I'm going to do, in order to solve to get x by itself, I have to subtract 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract 1 in all of these 3 sides. So I'm going to subtract 1 here to cancel. I'm going to subtract 1 here, and I'm going to subtract 1 here. So 1 minus 1 is 0, cancel out. And then we have, what is negative 5 minus 1?
Negative 6.
Negative 6, less than, in the middle I have negative 2x, less than 13. And then what you need to do to get x by itself? You have to divide.
So why would you not subtract the 1 on the 13?
Oh, I did. So I have to subtract. Thank you. Yes, I have to subtract that. I was not paying attention. It's going to be 12. Yes, thank you. Okay, so the next step is I'm focusing in the colors right now. Okay, so the next step is you're gonna divide by -2, everything by -2. Because between -2 and x, you have multiplication and opposite is division. So I'm gonna divide by -2, all of this by -2, the three sides. And -2 divided by -2 is +1x. Now, when you divide by negative, what you have to do? You have to flip the signs. Okay? So instead of less than, I'm going to put greater and greater in in both inequalities are going to change to greater than. Now, negative divided by negative, it's +3. And here, 12 divided by negative, it's -6. So this is how my solution looks like. And then you have to write it with interval notation. Okay? Any questions on the solution?
Well, yeah, how would you write that in the in the interval notation?
That's what I'm doing right now, yes. So we're gonna put it in the number line first, so I can see negative infinity, infinity is my number line. And then I'm gonna put -3 and -6. So 3 is in this side, -6 is somewhere here, right? And you have the 0 in the middle somewhere, okay? Technically, this should be a little, if I wanna be over here, close to 3, right? Okay, so how I'm gonna write it now? X is bigger than negative. See, see if you look at this side, x is smaller than 3, and x is bigger than -6. So it's gonna be between the two numbers technically, right? So my inequality give me solution between -6 and 3. And now what you're using at -6 and 3, the sign is greater than. So it's gonna be parentheses in both sides, because you don't include it, you don't have bracket, you don't have equals. So my solution with interval notation is going to be from -6 to 3, always left to right, with parentheses in both sides. Okay, so that's how you do number 5. Okay, any questions?
When you write the answer, do you put the graph like that too for the interval notation?
It's a good idea to put the graph because it's going to help you to see where it is.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, any questions? Something else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let's go and do number 6. So for number 6, we're gonna do the same way. We're gonna get u by itself, but here we're gonna have fractions. So if you want, you can get rid of the fractions first. In order to do that, I need to find the least common denominator. So common denominator, the numbers, the denominators are 3, 4, and 2, right? And there's another 4, but I can use it only once. So I'm gonna put the numbers 3, 2, and 4, and I'm gonna start divide by something. So look at these three numbers, 2 and 4 are divisible by 2. So I'm gonna bring down the 3, I'm gonna divide by 2, and this divide by 2. And then there is no numbers which is divisible by the same. There are not two numbers divisible by the same. So what I need to do, I need to multiply all these numbers to get the least common denominator. So what I multiply, 3 times 1 is 3, times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12. So that's my common denominator, and that's what I'm multiplying both sides by. So I'm multiplying everything by 12. So left side by 12, right side by 12. And then I'm gonna rewrite it so you can see what's happened, and you can see how we cancel. All the denominators are gonna be canceled. So I'm gonna multiply 12 times u over 3 plus 12 times 3 over 4 less than 12 times u over 2 minus 12 times 5 over 4. So technically you multiply each fraction by 12. And when you do that, you're gonna cancel all the denominators, because 12 is divisible by all these numbers in denominator. So 12 divided by 3 is going to give me 4, right? 12 divided by 4 is going to give me 3. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 12 by 4 is 3. And then you're going to multiply what is left. So what is left? 4 times u is 4u. Plus, we have 3 times 3 is 9. Less than 6 times u is 6u. Minus 3 times 5 is 15. And from here, we don't have fractions anymore. We can just move the u in the same side, the numbers in the other side. So where you want to move u, to the left or to the right? We're going to move 4u or 6u. Doesn't matter. Pick one.
I mean, for you. That's
Okay,
fine.
so you want to subtract 4u. So minus 4u in both sides. So we're going to get 9 less than 2u minus 15. And then because u, we decided to move it to the right side, we have to move 15 over. So we're going to add 15 in both sides. And I'm going to continue in this side over here. So I have 9 plus 15 is 24, less than 2u. And you're going to divide by 2, positive 2. So if it's positive, you're going to keep u is greater than 12. Now, in this case, 12 is less than u means u is greater than 12. So how you write that with interval notation? I'm going to graph it again first. So I have my negative infinity, infinity. And let's say this is 12. So u is bigger than 12. So u is going to go in this side. And at 12, you're going to use parentheses because you don't have it equal. So my interval notation is going to be parentheses 12, comma, infinity. Okay? Any questions on inequalities?
Ma'am.
No? Okay. So that's how you do inequalities and equations. And then you have one more application here. It's a word problem, so let's solve that. It's a break-even analysis. So here we have a publisher for a promising new novel. Figure fixed cost. This is going to be, the fixed cost is going to be 87,000. And variable cost, which is for printing paper and so on, is going to be 450 for each book produced. If the book is sold for 28 each, how many must be produced so that the publisher to break even? Do you guys know what is break even? Okay.
Better than 0?
It's actually exactly 0. Okay. Let me explain. So break even is, you have here cost function, the calculating how much is going to cost you to produce something, and revenue is how much you're selling it for. So when the revenue and the cost are equal, then you have break even. So break even is when the cost is the same like the revenue, they're equals. And also you have the profit is going to be revenue minus cost is the profit. That's how you calculate the profit function always. So from the revenue, from what you're selling, when you subtract the expenses, it's going to give you what is your profit. How much you gain money, or like what is your profit, or if you lose money. So if the profit is 0, then you have break even. So break even pretty much means you're even. Like if you invest $100, you sell everything for $100, you're even, you don't have profit. And also you're not losing money, right? Okay, so that's what break even means. The profit is 0, or you can say also the revenue and the cost are the same, okay? So first you need to find out what is the revenue and what is the cost here. So here we're gonna have X is gonna be the number of books, because it says for each book, and you're selling each book. So X is the number of books. Because you don't know how many books. That's what you need to find. Okay? And what you're doing, let's calculate the cost first. The cost, we have fixed cost, which is 87,000. That's what you're gonna pay for cost now, no matter what, if you don't produce anything. Plus, it's gonna cost you $4.50 for each book, so it's gonna be $4.50 per each, means multiplied by X. Because if you sell 10 books, if you produce 10 books, it's gonna cost you $45 because $4.50 per each. Okay, so this is my cost function. Then let's find the revenue. The revenue is how much I'm gonna get, how much money I'm gonna get when I sell the books. So each book is gonna be $28. So my revenue is gonna be 28 times X. Everybody understand this? So if I want to find the profit function, I'm going to write revenue minus cost. But in this case, you're looking for break-even analysis for break-even point. So you're going to solve revenue equals the cost. So I'm going to solve 28x is my revenue equals, and I'm just going to copy the cost, which is 87,000 plus 450x. And then we just have to solve this equation, and x is going to be what I'm looking for. So how are you solving this? We're going to subtract 450 in both sides, right? X. And then we're going to get, what is 28 minus 450? We get 23.50, right? Equals 87,000. And then I have to divide both sides by 23.5. I'm going to divide. You can put the 0, doesn't matter. Okay, so multiplying, dividing 87,000 divided by 2320, oops. And I get, so this cancel, x equals 3,702.127666, repeating. I'm just gonna stop here, or actually, hold on. That's what I get. Okay, so this is what I get, but now what is X? X is number of books, right? So if you're talking about number of books, you're gonna produce and you're gonna sell a whole book, right? Not part of it, not few pages. So what you need to do is just round this number to the whole number. So my answer is gonna be, if I wanna break even, if I wanna, whatever I invest in these books, I'm gonna get it back. I need to produce 3,702 books. And that's my answer. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Everybody good? Okay, so that's what we have. I'm gonna